It's been a tough go of it of late for the Yeshiva University Maccabees as Sunday saw them fall to Merchant Marine, but tonight brings with it a new opportunity to get back on track as they welcome in Sarah Lawrence in a game which is probably a must-win. Welcome into the booth. I'm Charlie Bendheim alongside Ari Schopf, and the Macs need this one as the playoffs are coming soon. Yeah, you mentioned a tough loss against Merchant Marine, a good Merchant Marine team. Offensively, the Macs were very good, scoring 79 points, shot very well from three, led by Zevi Sanders, 32 points. The problem with that game for the Macs was on the defensive end, especially in the paint, where they allowed 50 points. That needs to be cleaned up if they're going to make a run, starting with tonight's game. And on the other side of the court, we have a Sarah Lawrence team who thus far has left something to be desired. But they're young and they're hungry, and they're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, you mentioned 5-14 on the year for Sarah Lawrence, 3-7 in the conference. This team can compete, though. They've lost 8 of their 14 games by less than 10 points, so expect this game to be a close one tonight. Watch out for Eamon Kelly, number 5 for the Sarah Lawrence Gryphons. He's a good shooter, leading scorer with 11 points per game. Also watch out for number 34, Lucas Murray, big man down low, great post-up player. So the Macs need to make sure they keep an eye on those two guys out there tonight if they want to get this win. Well, the playoff push is officially on. These are must-win basketball games tonight, Tuesday night edition on Max Live. Coming up next, we have anthems, we have lineups, we have tip-off, we have basketball here on Max Live. Don't go anywhere.
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. We are just about ready for national anthems. So we're going to send it down to the PA announcer. And following that, we are going to have lineups and tip-off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome these rise to the playing of both the U.S. and Israeli national anthems.
Welcome back into the booth. As the starting lineups are sponsored by the Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure you visit us online to check out all the great virtual events and opportunities we have for YU students and how you too can be a Maccabee. We're going to start with the visiting Sarah Lawrence College Gryphons men basketball team. Starting, pardon me, the Gryphons. I don't know why I said Gryphons, but starting at guard, number 2, Amos Gray. Starting at guard as well, number 5, Eamon Kelly. Starting at forward, number 34, Lucas Murray. Starting at guard, number 23, Chris Torres. And starting at guard, number 12, Braden Berman. Who are we going to have to look out for on this team tonight?
Yeah, actually, this lineup as a whole, all 5 guys are good shooters. So for the Max, you need to be ready to contest on every single open look. And this, you don't see a lot of teams in Division III that have 5 guys that are all not only capable shooters, but willing to take those shots. So this is going to be an interesting matchup for the Max tonight.
They're coached by Coach Chris Emer. And now for the Maccabees, they go with their normal starting 5 with Roy, Zevi, Matan, Max Zakheim, and Dotan Berdichev.
Yeah, you know what? I want to see a big game from Roy Iskovich tonight. I think he's due for one. I think early in the season he was excellent offensively. Last few weeks, offensively, he's I won't say he's been slumping, but he hasn't been as aggressive as we saw earlier in the year. I think tonight's going to be a night where he's going to be very aggressive early on to start this game and just make his impact felt not only on the defensive end, but especially on the offensive end tonight.
For the Max, again, we're getting to that territory where each game just means so much. And this is a game they're playing against the Sarah Lawrence team. They're 5-14 overall, 3-7 in conference. They have to take advantage.
They absolutely do, and I hate using this term trap game, but this is kind of what it feels like in a sense. You come back from a Sunday loss against a very, very good Merchant Marine team, and you're almost looking ahead towards St. Joseph, Long Island, and Farmingdale State. You can't overlook these games, especially this game tonight against Sarah Lawrence, and even Saturday night against Old Westbury. So for the Max, come out strong, start the game strong, and take care of business to get this win tonight.
Now for Sarah Lawrence, their tallest player, number 32, Chris Doherty. He's listed at 6'10". He doesn't start, but he comes off the bench. They have Lucas Murray, their forward. He's 6'6". He's gonna play the 5 tonight for this team. And a lot of times they'll have both Chris Doherty and Lucas Murray in at the same time. YU obviously struggles against height a lot. It's gonna be interesting to see how a guy like Matan Zucker, how a guy like Berdichev is gonna be able to stick with these bigs.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how Sarah Lawrence uses those 2 bigs tonight, especially against a Max team that, as we mentioned in the pregame show, does not defend the paint very well. So I'm curious to see when and how often they're going to go to that 2 big lineup.
So the referees are just about ready, the players ready, the fans ready, we're ready here in the booth. It's Tuesday Night Hoops from the Heights. Let's do it. As off the tip, Sarah Lawrence gets the possession. And it's Amos Gray. Berman. Back out, that's Torres. Zakheim on him. Gray. Kelly now finds the cutting Berman, and it's 2-0.
And that's a great defensive possession by the Max, but the last 5 seconds when they got beat on the backdoor cut, again, you got to play 30 seconds of great defense. 20 seconds is not going to cut it.
And the Max struggled down the stretch last game to defend as Roy misses the mid-range jumper.
I like that aggression from Roy.
Ball thrown away. First turnover of the game.
And I like that, Roy. I know he missed that shot, but I want to see more of that, especially against a smaller guard. If he can take advantage, take him to the hoop and get to the rim. I want to see more of that for sure.
Oh, they had Roy wide open down low. He's still there, and Matan just didn't get him the ball. So Roy flashed open underneath the hoop. They couldn't get it to him. They'll see if it's costly. Zucker in the corner with 8. Works his way inside, throws it up and in.
That's a gorgeous move from Eitan. We know he's capable of shooting that 3, but that's not what we want to see from Eitan. We want to see him put his head down and get to the basket where he's dominant.
Shot rolls out for Gray. And the Max will take it back the other way. Matan Zucker, veteran presence on this team. As Zevi Samet's too short on his 3.
Yeah, I like that look. A good screen from Dotan to free up Zevi. Again, Zevi is their guy. If they can get those looks for Zevi, it's going to be a good night for the Max.
Good feed inside as Berman puts a bow on it.
Yeah, we talked about points in the paint. If you can get B off the dribble, it's going to force help to come over, which is going to allow those open dishes for wide open layups. The Max need to make sure they stop dribble penetration. The key point for this game.
Zachheim keeps it low and finishes.
His quickness is on another level. He can get to the rim anytime. And with the spacing that the YU has and the good shooters, it's really, really tough to stop.
He's really become the straw that stirs this YU drink.
That looks like a travel. What's it called?
Travel is called, but Max Zachheim has been the guy. Obviously, Zevi Samet started the season as the premier scorer, but Max Zachheim just such a good all-around basketball player.
Yeah, and sometimes he does things that don't even show up on the box score. I mean, you look at the box score, you see maybe Zevi at 30, maybe Matan had 15, 10, but Max on the defensive end is exceptional. Guarding usually the other team's quickest guard, and he locks them down. Offensively, he pushes the pace. He gets YU into their offense. So a lot of things that don't show up on the box score, Max Zachheim exceeds at.
So a couple of changes made early by Sarah Lawrence. We'll get to that after this possession. Zevi Samet lines up a 3 and hits the side of the backboard.
Yeah, but 2 good looks for Zevi to start this game, and you can't, if you're the Max, you're happy with those looks, and you know that they're going to fall as this game goes on.
Dean Furlong, number 31, checked into the game, along with Chris Doherty, the tallest player on this team. And Zevi right now is tasked with guarding him, so they go that way.
Yeah, that's just way too easy. If you're the Max, you cannot allow that deep positioning for Chris Doherty.
Sarah Lawrence aggressive until the Max hit half court. Matan Zucker falls, somehow gets it to Zachheim, who finishes inside.
That's an incredible pass from Matan, but again, he had the smaller Eamon Kelly on him, took it to the basket, and then made that excellent pass while he was falling down. That's what you want to see from Matan Zucker.
Furlong spins. Ball a little too hot for Gray.
And we talk about that defense from Max Zachheim, picking up the bigger Furlong and forcing, not allowing him to get into the paint. That's just excellent defense from Max Zachheim.
So here's this aggressiveness. And it pans out this time, but Max Zachheim with the athletic save. Roy in the corner. He's not confident, because when he's confident, he shoots that 3. Instead, it's Zachheim, acrobatic, can't get the layup to fall. Foul goes on Roy. Eamon Kelly grabbed that rebound and drew the foul.
Yeah, and it looks like Sarah Lawrence is coming out in a zone pressure. The Max need to be patient. All right, don't force any cross-court passes against this pressure. Be patient, get the ball to the middle, and then get into your offense once you break that press.
Timeout, 30-second timeout by the Max. The National Hillel Basketball Tournament is the most exciting Jewish sports event of the year. NHBT, annually hosted at the University of Maryland, draws around 50 teams from universities around the country to participate in the weekend-long event. Last year, NHBT had teams from University of Maryland, Binghamton, Rutgers, YU, Baruch, Johns Hopkins, Michigan, Michigan State, UCLA, Columbia, Georgia State, WashU, Illinois, NYU, Princeton, Brown, and Hofstra, and that's just to name a few. This year's tournament is only getting bigger. NHBT weekend includes fun social events, Shabbat programming, comedians, and NHBT's Saturday Night Showcase. This year's tournament is from April 20th to April 23rd. If you are interested in playing with a team, going as a free agent, or even just as a fan, check out the website at hilleltournament.com or their Instagram at Hillel Tournament.
Yeah,
always a fun event.
NHBT, it's a special tournament. They do a really, really great job over there. The tournament organizers work all year round for this tournament in April, and I highly recommend checking it out if you're a fan or if you want to play. Really, check that tournament out.
Back to Max ball. Nice ball movement by Sarah Lawrence. Three's put up. No good. Roy on the rebound. It was Gray on the miss.
Yeah.
Akovich rose for the rebound.
That's incredible help defense by the Max. We had a little bit of dribble penetration from Sarah Lawrence. The help came, stopping that drive, and then they rotated back to not allow any open shots. So that's great defensive possession for the Max.
Samet draws the contact. Nothing called, but the layup falls.
That's a great move from Samet. We've seen him be a lot more aggressive, taking the ball to the basket these last few weeks. And I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that from Zevi Samet.
Three's not even close. Samet grabbed the ball as he stepped out of bounds, so it will stay with Sarah Lawrence. So it's been a pretty fast-paced start to the game. Both teams able to get the ball inside. For Sarah Lawrence, it's been with their bigs. As they do it again, it's Doherty, but he kicks it back out. And for the Max, it's been Max Zackheim.
Yeah, Zackheim's been incredible tonight. And look for him to set the tone for this game for the Max, offensively and defensively.
Torres rims out on the three. And it's Samet for the Maccabees. Zucker's wide open. He tries a triple, and he can make him.
And I mentioned earlier that we don't necessarily want to see Matan do that, but again, if the defense is going to give you that shot, taking it once in a while, keeping them honest, that's a good shot from Matan Zucker, and definitely even better shot since he made it.
Obviously, the shot always looks good if it goes in. Too strong by Kelly. Berdichev skies for the rebound. That's his first. Now it's Samet. Zucker wants it inside. He's got it now. Look for a pass. He has Zackheim. There's an injury on the court. They should call it dead right now.
Looks like it's Torres. Hope he's okay.
Chris Torres grabbing at his elbow. So both teams are going to go to their own sidelines. Really writhing in pain right now. We hope he's okay. We're going to send it to a commercial break, and we'll be back.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, founder and chairman of Leket Israel YC Class of 96. It's citrus season in Israel. We need to rescue millions of pounds of these citrus fruit to feed the needy just over the next few months. So please give us a hand. Help the winning team, Leket Israel, and the other winning team. Go Max!
Welcome back into the Max Center Athletic Center, where the Max lead 11-6. We just saw Chris Torres walk off after injuring his elbow, and that's going to be a significant loss if he's not able to come back for the rest of this game. He averages around 10 points, and he's a focal point on the offense for the Sarah Lawrence team.
Hey, he's a senior leader. He's one of their few seniors on this team, and they need him for that leadership, and we really hope he's okay.
No good. Now the other way. And right off the bench on the board is number 33, Ruben Egan.
Yeah, again, easy points in the paint. That's where the Max struggle a lot on the defensive end.
That's a highlight reel move there by Zevi Samet. He's worked his way inside a couple times this game.
Yeah, I love it. 2 open shots for Sammy. He missed both of them. What does he do? Attacks the basket. Get those easy buckets at the rim. And he just shows the maturity that Zevi Samet has over this year.
Obviously, he started off on such a strong run, slowed down a little bit, starting to gain that form that he once had at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, and we have to remember, this is a first-year player, as Samet is. And it's going to take time. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs. There are ups and downs with Ryan Terrell as well. So I'm guilty of this as well. You know, be patient with these guys. and they're going to be excellent players. They already are excellent players.
Dean Furlong made that layup off the inbounds play, as now it's Oren Batesh who checked into the game for the Macs. And the ball goes in, but it hit the cord connecting the hoop to the ceiling, so it's not going to count. Effie Freundlich checking into the game, a fan favorite. Zevi Salmon taking a seat.
What can you say about Effie? I mean, already it's been 2 weeks since he's been on this team, and Coach Steinmetz trusts him to guard the other team's best player in certain occasions. Last game he guarded Bryce Bristow from Merchant Marine. This is a guy that they really trust on the defensive end especially.
That three too strong from Egan. So he made the layup. He tried it from downtown. Can't get it to fall. Freundlich. Zucker now. Has Freundlich. Wow, they're missing a lot of passes this game. They've missed 2 already at least. And that's a turnover.
Yeah, that's frustrating possession. They had a great screen set by Roy, freed up an open cutter. Pass wasn't made, and then you get called for the offensive foul. Again, the YU is getting open looks on those screens, and you got to find those guys. If they find those guys, they're going to be dominant tonight.
Number 22, Derek Hickman, comes in for the Gryphons.
I think it's interesting. We haven't seen Lucas Murray and Chris Doherty on the court together. We talked about pregame, what it would be like to see them both on the floor against a smaller Max team. We have not seen that yet. So let's see if they go to that at some point this game.
Kelly, their leading scorer, hasn't done much yet, as Doherty can't get the layup to go.
Yeah, that's excellent post defense by Matan, not allowing Doherty to get deeper inside and forcing him to take a tough floater a couple feet away from the basket.
Zachheim catch and shoot. Back iron. The Gryphons come back and throw the ball out of bounds. That's Amos Gray, another turnover.
Yeah, Amos Gray, once he gets downhill, he's excellent. He's averaging about 4.5 assists per game. If he gets the ball downhill and turn that corner, he's an excellent facilitator. The Macs need to do everything they can to keep him in front of them on the defensive end.
Gryphons in a press right here. They've turned the ball over 4 times thus far this game. When you're a struggling team, you can't afford to waste possessions. As Freundlich gives it into Markovic, who's in the game. Gives it into Berdichev, who can't get the bunny to go.
That's a gorgeous pass from Adi Markovic, though. Unfortunately, can't get the layup to go for Berdichev.
Big man shoots 3. Too short. Foul on the ground on Markovic.
Yeah, we talked about before the game. This Sarah Lawrence team, all their guys shoot threes, even their biggest man. And Chris Doherty just took a 3. It's not like he just takes 10 threes this whole season. He's taken about 2 threes per game. This guy is going to look to shoot, not just once. He's going to look to shoot if he gets those looks.
Macs have to be cognizant of that, as they defend this inbounds a little bit better than they did last time. And Max Zachheim gets the steal, and he could run. Uses his athleticism, thought he got fouled, nothing called, and back comes Gryphons. That's a 3. Bottom. That's Ruben Egan.
And that's a tough turnaround. Great defense from Max Zachheim. Can't get the layup to go, but Sarah Lawrence takes down the other end and gets 3 points. So a 5-point swing right there.
That ball is going to be off number 22, Derek Hickman. The Macs are a little lucky that he even touched it, because it was going out of bounds either way. Zevi Salmon checks back into the game. Max Zachheim takes a seat.
Yeah, again, the Macs need to be patient, especially early in the shot clock. There's no need for tight cross-court passes. Be patient. Wait for the defense to make a mistake. And in this offense for the Macs, they usually get those open looks, so they need to be patient.
Markovic gets away with a walk, misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Effie, Samet. Inside to Freundlich, who loses the ball. And back comes Gray.
I like that look, getting Markovic the ball in the high post. Markovic probably your best facilitator on the floor right now, and getting him the ball in the high post. I mean, it was a good look inside to Effie. Couldn't get tried to force a pass back to him, but again, that's a good look for the Macs.
Markovic checks out. Zucker checks back in. Lucas Murray checks into the game. Doherty takes a seat. Ball knocked around. Who wants it? It'll go out of bounds, I believe, off Freundlich. So it'll stay with Sarah Lawrence.
It's a good play, baseline out of bounds play for Sarah Lawrence. Looked like they wanted to get a post touch for Lucas Murray. Didn't work out that way, but they retained possession.
Overcommitted. Did Freundlich. Doesn't get burnt out. As the shot was missed by Egan, and back comes Zevi Samick. Cross court pass to Patesh. To Zucker now. Patesh hesitating to shoot the 3 ball. Zucker holds. Things looking a little bit out of sync for the Max on this possession. Berdichev, extra pass to Patesh. Collects and shoots and puts it in.
And that's excellent basketball for the Max. Berdichev had an open look, but you saw Patesh in the corner. He knows Patesh is, Berdichev is a good shooter, but Patesh is one of the best shooters on his team. Makes a good decision, gives the ball to Patesh, and the Max get 3 points for that.
Freundlich again gets burnt, going for the steal as it's Hickman this time. Doesn't get the layup to go inside. And it'll be Maccabees basketball.
Excellent job by Matan Zucker, keeping his hands up but not fouling, and forcing a tough layup from Hickman.
So Freundlich, the past 2 possessions, has gone for the steal, has not been able to get there. The Gryphons have not been able to capitalize. But it's something to look out for. Maybe he tries to be a little less aggressive on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think especially early on, you just checked in the game, you're going to see Effie looking to get that steal, looking to get into the game. And I think later on he'll start to calm down a little bit.
Freundlich pulled it, missed everything. It's Murray. No good by Kelly. Murray gets the rebound and puts it up and in. 1 point game.
And that's what Murray does. He is dominant inside. If he gets the ball down there, whether it's a post touch, offensive rebound, he is extremely tough to stop once he gets the ball in the paint.
It's Matan Zucker leading the Max in scoring with 5 points. Off to Salmon. Nice pass inside to Freundlich. Misses the layup. That'll be a goaltending.
That's a gorgeous pass.
As after that bucket, Freundlich will take a seat. Zach Heim will check back into the game.
Yeah, I want to shout out Dotan Bardichev's screen on that play. Freed up Zevi Samick, which allowed him to attack the closeout and then set up the help, which allowed Zevi to make that pass to Freundlich for the goaltending 2 points.
Kelly, an open 3. Rolls out. And it's Patesh.
Max are lucky he missed that. That was a wide open look for their leading scorer.
3 too strong by Patesh. Rebound by number 12, Braden Berman. Hickman. Dotan on Berman, and they'll reset. 13 on the shot clock. Kelly gets called for a walk. Good defense there by the Maccabees.
That's incredible defense, especially by Oren Patesh. Now, Patesh, we don't consider Patesh the best defender on this team by any means, but he's guarding Eamon Kelly, their best player, and shut him down.
And now we are going to send it down to the best looking man in our crew, S.J. Tannenbaum.
Very much, Charlie. Always appreciate the kind words from you. Max fans, if you watched the game on Sunday between the Max and US MMA, you may have noticed the coaches wearing suits with sneakers, familiar style. This was not done by accident, but instead was part of an initiative known as Coaches versus Cancer, which is typically done every year. This initiative, the coaches gathered to take a picture before the game in order to spread awareness of this initiative, Coaches versus Cancer. It's amazing to see the coaches of both teams coming together for such an amazing cause. Back to you guys in the booth.
That is an amazing cause, and thank you, SJ. As always, doing an unbelievable job on the court.
Yeah, I might have to disagree with you, best looking in the crew, but everything else you said is true for sure.
7:45 left to go here in the first half. Max up 3 by the score of 18-15. Not the prettiest game of basketball thus far. Both teams sort of feeling each other out.
Yeah, and look, Sarah Lawrence, I know they're 5-14, but this is a competitive team. They've lost a lot of their games by less than 10 points. So again, I know it's only a 3-point game. This doesn't surprise me.
Zachary does a nice job getting the ball to Batesh and getting it past half court. Salmon, step back triple. No good. Zucker on the rebound. He was being held by Hickman.
Yeah, and that's an excellent hustle play by Matan Zucker. He had the smaller Hickman on him and just went to work down there and give the Max another possession.
Samet. Has not hit a three yet today. He wants it though, cross court. And now he's got it. Catch and shoot. Back iron. Pass got to him a little bit late. Gray, an open three. Short. Samet grabs it and he'll take it for the Max. Weaves his way inside. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Max.
Yeah, that's incredible defensive play by Amos Gray. Only man back. Zevi Samet coming at him. Doesn't foul. Knocks the ball out of bounds and allows his defense to get back on D and have a set defensive possession.
Dean Furlong checks into the game. Derek Hickman's going to take a seat. Chris Doherty back into the game, and Lucas Murray takes a seat. So they're not going with the two bigs. Yeah, although Furlong does got some height. He's listed at 6'7".
Yeah, I was just about to say.
As Samet hits that right off the inbounds.
I was just about to say, I think in the second half we might see that lineup from Murray and Doherty. I think the first half they're kind of staggering those minutes a little bit, but I want to see what they do in the second half, especially if it's a close game.
Here's Doherty. Amos. Furlong tried the tough turnaround jumper off front iron.
Yeah, Max caught a break there. Furlong beat his man back door, but couldn't handle the pass and ended up taking a tough fadeaway jump shot. Max have gotten beat back door a couple times tonight. Got to shore up on that end.
Corner Berdichev. Three can't get it to go. Max struggling from three tonight. That's good. That's a three.
And there's that big. And we see this all across basketball. Every guy on the floor is now able to shoot. And this is so true for the Sarah Lawrence offense, and it's true around the basketball world.
Samet's just off from downtown. Max are 2 of 12 from three thus far. Not that Sarah Lawrence is doing much better. They're 2 of 10. But a Max team that's usually so good at executing on the three ball really struggling tonight.
Yeah, and this year it feels like a lot of games for the Max. They start slow in the first half before dominating the second half. Reminds me a little bit of the Golden State Warriors, where they kind of let their opponents stay in the game in the first half before going on that big run in the second half. I mean, I guess that's fine, but you want to see a full 40 minutes of great basketball.
And they're going to have to start doing it as Doherty's too strong on the three. Down the stretch, obviously going into the playoffs, it's going to require a full game of basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matan Zucker tries another three. Misses this one, so he's 1 of 2 from downtown.
I understand that shot. I think early in the shot clock, I don't know if that's what you want to see from that offense. This is a good offense. If it's early in the shot clock, let the screens be set. Wait for those motions to be made. If it's late in the shot clock, I get taking that shot. I don't know if I will take that shot so early in the shot clock.
Freundlich, perimeter jumper. So he takes a step in from the three-point line and executes.
And that's a gorgeous looking shot from Effie on a great screen from Dotan to free him up.
Gray works his way inside and uses his left hand.
Yeah, we talk about Amos Gray. He is great at getting downhill, especially on the pick and roll. The Max are going to need to hedge that screen and force him back out and not allow him to get in the paint where he can do either score or facilitate.
Down the stretch last game as Zevi Samet Beautiful pass inside to Zachheim. Couldn't corral it right away, but he'll get fouled by number 31, Dean Furlong. But as I was saying before, last game, down the stretch, the Macs had a really tough time defending. They just couldn't get stops, and it ended up losing them the basketball game.
Yeah, and it's not just one aspect. It's transition. It's offensive rebounds. It's in the half court. I mean, they're allowing teams to get inside and finish at the rim. And at this level, you cannot do that, especially if you're going to win big-time conference games down the stretch.
Kyle Jefferson checked in for Sarah Lawrence. Jacob Roden did for the Macs as Effie lines up a three. Back iron. So back and forth we go, missing threes for both teams.
Yeah, but again, that's a good look. And if you're the Macs, you're trusting. We've got more than a half to play. Those shots will fall. So keep getting those looks and keep shooting them.
Maccabees running with two Canadians right now on the court, and Roden from Toronto as another three is missed. And Freundlich from Montreal. Freundlich's open. This time he pumps, takes it inside, uses his longies and finishes.
And people are going to see that finish as the highlight of that play. I love that screen as Effie set before that. In this offense, the screener is always open. The better screener you are, the more open you'll get and the more good looks you'll get. So again, Effie, first 2 weeks on the team, he's already been a great screener. Love to see that.
And the maturity to know that the shots haven't been falling today and take it inside, as with 5 seconds on the shot clock. That's a tough make by Braden Berman.
Yeah, and if you're the Macs, you live with that shot. I mean, if they're going to take contested mid-range shots, and if they make those, they make those. But that's good D.
Dotan open outside. Now it's Zachheim. Uses his body nicely. Can't get the layup to fall.
Yeah, that's a great look from Zachheim. Using his body, slowing it down. Got a great look, couldn't finish.
Jacob Roden draws the charge. He doesn't get so much time, but when he does, he takes full advantage of it.
And that is exactly how you make an impact when you come into the game. Laying your body on the line, taking that charge. That's exactly what you need to do if you're Jacob Roden.
Kelly back into the game for Sarah Lawrence. Kyle Jefferson sits down. It's a 3-man press here as they try to trap Max Zachheim. He's so skilled with the basketball. Pass behind Freundlich. Roden collects. Samet with 7. Cross, snatch, put up, rims out. Freundlich skies for the rebound. Who's he going to go with? Sarah Lawrence.
Incredible hustle from Effie. Couldn't get the rebound, but that's just an incredible hustle play from the first-year player.
Effie Freundlich's been an energizer bunny for this Maccabees team. Things sort of hit a lull mid-season.
Yeah, and it's tricky. You come in mid-season, it's hard. You've got a team that's already played half their schedule, and now you've got to come in, you've got new teammates, you've got to figure your chemistry out while also making impact, and Effie's done just that, and it's incredible to see.
Good hustle by the Macs. Sarah Lawrence still got it. Cross court, shot clock runs out. But I'm pretty sure that should have reset because Doherty missed a 3 earlier in the possession. So I don't know what's going to happen here. The refs are going to have to sort this out.
As I was saying about Effie, I mean, I can't imagine what it's going to be like to have him for a full season. I mean, full season of practices, of getting to know his teammates, getting to know the offense. I mean, we're only seeing Effie from a couple weeks of play. We get to see him next year for the full season and for a couple seasons after that. I mean, it should be very exciting for Macs fans.
Listen, it's all these guys. They're a young team. Both these teams are young tonight. We're sort of seeing what the future of the Skyline Conference looks like. Both teams obviously have to sort out some kinks. Again, as you mentioned, in Terrell's first season, Macs didn't do so well. They lost 8 games.
They lost 8 games. They lost in the conference championship game. And then, look, I'm not saying this team is going to win 50 straight games next year, starting next season. But again, patience. This team is figuring it out. This is a tough offense for a first-year team. You know, this offense requires a lot of reading, reacting, and from a freshman team, from a young first-year team, that can be tough to do. So I expect this team is going to get a lot better as the years goes on.
Amos. Backdoor. No good. Doherty. Skies out to Kelly. And he'll execute.
Yeah, that possession started on that backdoor cut. There's been a couple of times this game where Sarah Lawrence has got the Max beat on that backdoor cut. Max need to do a good job of keeping their man between them and the basket.
It's Zevi Salmon now being harassed by Kelly up top. 55 seconds to go in the half. Max down one. Roden pops a triple way short. And back come the Gryphons. That'll be a blocking foul on Max Zackheim as Amos Gray draws it. Really motored down the court.
Yeah, so that's a tough call. It's kind of up in the air call. Trust the refs. We respect the refs. We trust them. Kind of a bang-bang play. Could go either way.
It has not been a great offensive half thus far. Defensively, though, both teams doing a good job limiting the second chance points.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite of last game against USMMA. Great offensively, struggling defensively. Now we're seeing a struggle offensively, but good defensive play.
Doherty, another three. Bottom, 4-point game. The big could shoot.
It's a matchup nightmare to have a guy that big that can extend the floor like that. He's got 2 threes tonight.
Shot clock turned off. Max trying to cut this to one possession at half. Zackheim holds, gives it up to Berdichev with 10 on the shot clock. Pass was a little late to Max. He's got 4. He's going to have to do something quickly. Twists, turns, Berdichev catches. He's got to throw it up. No good on the 3. Halftime here in the Max Stern Athletic Center. Sarah Lawrence 28, Yeshiva University Maccabees 24. We're going to go to a commercial break and be back with Lackett halftime stats and second half action.
When I was in 9th grade, someone told me to give up on ball. He told me, basketball will only take you so far in life. You're not going to make it to the NBA, he said. What he was missing is that making it to the NBA isn't the only reason why we play. The game of basketball leaves you with so much more than just the game itself. The life lessons and friendships that are made while playing the game will outlive the game and can last a lifetime.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
Pretending to take it back by Langford. Giving to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more!
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, founder and chairman of Leket Israel, YC class of 96. It's citrus season in Israel. We need to rescue millions of pounds of these citrus fruit to feed the needy just over the next few months. So please give us a hand. Help the winning team, Leket Israel, and the other winning team. Go Max!
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch. Like, really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavrita.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, founder and chairman of Leket Israel, YC class of 96. It's citrus season in Israel. We need to rescue millions of pounds of these citrus fruit to feed the needy just over the next few months. So please give us a hand. Help the winning team, Leket Israel, and the other winning team. Go Max!
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Hello and welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center, where we are just about getting ready for second half action. The first half saw Sarah Lawrence go up by a score of 28-24 on the Max, and now the Max have a little bit of work to do down the stretch. And halftime stats are brought to you by Leket Israel. Leket Israel rescuing nutritious surplus food for Israelis in need. Ari, what do you see that first half?
Yeah, and I think everyone's on the screen is looking at the 3-point field goals. 4 of 16 for Sarah Lawrence, 2 of 16 for the Max. Obviously, that's a huge deal. But if you're the Max, you trust that those shots are going to fall. What they need to work on is reversing the basketball on offense. Once they reverse the basketball, they're going to get open shots, open layups. If the ball remains on one side too long, the offense does not flow the way it's supposed to flow. So look for the Max to reverse that ball in the second half and then get those open shots. Another stat I want to focus on, both teams have went to the free throw line a combined 0 times. There has not been a free throw attempted in this game yet. I think that's pretty fluky, even for a game that's where teams have shot mostly threes. Not one free throw yet. I think that's extraordinary for a full first half of basketball.
Listen, 16 of the 31 shots taken by Sarah Lawrence have been threes. That's more than 50% if my math is correct, which I believe it is.
Good math.
So you're going to have to see teams utilize the drive a little bit more because the threes just aren't falling tonight, and then maybe get to the line, as you mentioned. 0 free throws is really doesn't happen. It's a bit of an anomaly. You don't usually see games like this. But it's still a 4-point game. It's anyone's game down the stretch here.
Yeah, and when you're struggling as much as you are shooting the basketball, you always want to use your defense to get some offense going. Get that steal, fast break layup. Get those points to get your offense fired up and energized and just get that momentum going. So look for that first half, for the first few minutes of the second half, look for the Macs to get that defensive steal, defensive possession that gets their offense going.
Clock just about to wind down. Max 7-3 in conference play. Again, what you do in the conference is the only thing that gets brought up when talking about the playoffs. The conference playoffs, obviously the Skyline Conference is the conference which the Macs are in. So this game, important.
Yeah, look, seeding is very important in this playoffs, but you have to remember the first time that this team won back in 2017 with Donnie Cass, Simcha Halbert, I think that was Gabe Leifert's first year. They won 2 games on the road to win that conference championship. So obviously it's important to have those home games, but it's not necessarily the only way you can win.
Second half underway. Zevi Samit to Max Zakheim. Maccabees going with their starters. Dotan Berdichev wins that hand battle, gets fouled on the shot. So first free throws of the game incoming on the first possession of the second half. They didn't waste time.
Announcers jinx, I guess, for good stuff. Announcers good stuff. But again, a great drive by Max Zakheim. Forces the defense to collapse on him. Gets the ball over to Dotan for the 2 free throws.
Just something to note, number 23, Chris Torres, who had hurt himself in the first half, is on the bench with a sling right now. So he'll probably not come back for the rest of this game. And that's a big loss. He's a big-time scorer. Again, 10-plus points averaging per game for the Sarah Lawrence team.
Yeah, it's a big loss for Sarah Lawrence, and we hope he can come back soon and it gets better as quickly as possible.
Dotan 1-2 from the stripe. Kelly stolen by Zucker, and he gets fouled.
And just what we were talking about, using your defense to get offense going. And now you see the crowd is into it. An excellent defensive play by Matan Zucker, anticipating the pass, getting that steal.
Solid contingency of Max fans showed up to this game. There has not been much to cheer about thus far, but things, if it stays close, it's going to be an exciting game down the stretch. Looked for them to become a factor. Matan Zucker. Zevi Samit, he's got to get one. There you go.
That's what you got to do. Get the ball to the post, set some off-ball screens while Matan Zucker has the ball in the post, and let him make that right decision. That time it was finding Zevi Samit for the open 3.
Ball stolen by Berdichev. Zucker for the Maccabees. Game tied. Samit catches, gets inside, layup off glass. Zevi Samit starting to percolate.
You love to see that from Zevi Samit. Just hit 3 on the previous possession. Instead of taking that shot from 3, attacks the basket, gets the shot to go out the rim.
Berman. Murray. Max doing a good job defensively. Berman can't get the mid-ranger to fall. Zucker skies for the rebound. And back come the Macs. Zakheim spinning. Samit's open in the corner. Catch and shoot 3 short.
That's a great look, though. Once Max drove on that play, Zevi relocated to the corner, got himself a wide open shot. Great pass from Max. Zevy just can't get the shot to go.
Gryphons can't get the fast break to work, and back come the Maccabees. It's Roy. Matan Zucker, Dotan Berdichev draws the double, finds a cutting Roy inside, who finishes the layup.
That's a great cut by Roy. Seeing that Dotan drove baseline, through 2 defenders, Roy found that opening down the middle of the lane, got the wide open layup to go.
That'll be a timeout by Sarah Lawrence. So the Macs start off this half. They were down 4, now they're up 4. It's an 8-point swing. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Pardon me, we're not going to go to commercial break. We're actually going to send it down once again to S.J. Tannenbaum. S.J.?
Thanks, Charlie. Max fans, on a more serious but happy note, after 70 days in the NICU, the daughter of Max assistant coach Donnie Katz has finally returned home. We're very, very happy and wish a very happy Mazel Tov and welcome home to Miriam Shoshana. We love hearing the good news. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, S.J. Thank God everyone's okay.
Love to see our Max family doing well.
Now, it's interesting, the Sarah Lawrence team, they put their arms around each other at every timeout. You don't often see that in college basketball, but I like the camaraderie that they show.
Yeah, I love that. And this is a young team. Remember, this is a young team. And to show that kind of camaraderie as a young team, I'm excited to see what this team does in the next few years together.
And they really do have that height. Few players over 6'7". Chris Doherty, 6'10". He's a freshman, number 32. So he's got a bright future ahead of him. He's going to be a tough player for the Macs to guard in the coming years.
Oh, absolutely. It's already scary thinking about.
Eamon Kelly doubled. Just throws it up. Berman catches. Blocked by Zucker, foul called.
Yeah,
Dean Furlong went for it.
I like the Macs coming out of timeout in aggressive trapping defense. Didn't necessarily work out the way they want to, but that's good defense. Nearly forced a steal, but it's going to be Dean Furlong going to the line for 2.
He's readjusting his mask. Wonder if it has any effect on his play. Some players, of course, play better in masks.
Well, you know what? He looks like Rip Hamilton back from the Pistons days.
Nice reference.
Well, maybe not quite, but similar.
No good on both. So an empty possession. Zevi Samad. Matan. Pass behind Zevi, but he corralled it either way. Matan takes it at the bigger Chris Doherty. Contact and 1. Matan Zucker saw the size, didn't care.
That's an incredible move by Matan, getting the ball inside, using that pump fake, getting the bigger man to jump in the air, draw the contact, and get the layup to go. It's a gorgeous move from Matan Zucker.
One free throw incoming. Matan Zucker, a couple games ago at home, really played a good basketball game. Was our player of the game, got interviewed afterwards. He's starting to show what he's made of down the stretch, and he's going to have to. He is this senior leader on this team.
Yeah, and that's what he has been this year on both sides of the ball. Very physical player, but a smart player, helping those younger guys in the starting lineup come along with him as the season goes on.
And he brings the energy. He's got a lot of personality on the court, as that shot's no good. And you can see it when he makes a good play. He'll try to rile up the crowd, get his fans going, get his teammates going.
Yeah, you see him flexing, you see him screaming. That gets everybody fired up, not just the fans, but also his teammates.
Max Zackheim rips. Layup no good. Zucker gets the ball and puts it back in. And look at him go. Matan Zucker.
On cue. Matan Zucker does exactly what we've been talking about. Stays with the play, gets that steal from 30 and gets the layup to go. That's what we expect from Eitan Zucker.
That's a triple. No good. Amos Gray with the rebound. But the Macs get possession back, and here comes Samit. Cross court, Zachheim. Zevi Samit into Matan. He had an open look, passed it off to Roy. Zucker in the corner, tries another three. Short. Berdichev gets the board, no good on the layup.
It's a great play by Berdichev. Can't get the layup to go, but love to see the Macs getting some good second chance opportunities in this half.
Berman, look at that. Athletic finish, timeout, Sarah Lawrence, 37-30. We're going to go to a commercial break and be back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. 15:22 to go in the game. Max lead by a score of 37-30. It hasn't been that pretty thus far, but it's going down to the wire, and it's going to be an exciting one down the stretch here in the second half.
Yeah, the Macs definitely doing a lot better job offensively in the second half, and it started from their defense. Their defense is forcing missed shots and turnovers, which is allowing them to get on the break and get those easy buckets.
Derek Hickman into the game. Has Berdichev open for three. Connects.
And a great play by Zevi Samir, attacking that zone defense, drawing all those defenders in, kicking out to a wide open Berdichev, who gets that three to go.
Kelly off to Hickman. Berdichev on the steal, gets called for a foul. He doesn't like it. Almost takes a bite out of the basketball. Stuyvesant doesn't like it either. His second, the team's second.
Well, you know what? Refs got to call what they think is a foul, what they see as a foul. So sometimes on that play, Berdichev reached in, looked like he got all ball. The ref sees he's reaching in, doesn't see all ball. They're going to call that a foul. But again, you like the aggressiveness from Berdichev.
Murray twists, turns, and rises high for the finish.
And that's what we talked about pregame. This guy is dominant in the post. And if he's going to get that position on Eitan Zucker, it's going to be a long night for Zucker. And I expect to see a lot more of that from Sarah Lawrence in the second half.
Steal by Hickman. Back comes Sarah Lawrence. So it was an 11-0 run. Sarah Lawrence put in a double. Looking to keep it going. Murray gets to his spot, uses his body, and puts it in. He's doing a solid job down low. And it looks like they figured out that he's the biggest on the court.
Yeah, and you saw him there setting the screen on the ball screen. Max sent two guys to hedge on that ball, the ball handler, which allowed Murray to get inside the lane and have Berdichev, the smaller Berdichev on him. He just went to work down there.
He's only 6'6", but he plays much bigger. He's got some strength and he can really get up there. He's got bunny, as they say.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big, strong guy.
5 on the shot clock. They're going to have to hurry. It's Samit. Throws it up off the backboard. Shot clock reset. It probably shouldn't have. I think that's probably what the ref is saying right now. Oh, he's calling a jump ball.
Yeah, it didn't look like the shot hit the rim, so that shot clock shouldn't reset. I'm not sure what the refs are talking about right now, but I assume that's what they're discussing.
It's a jump ball. So what they're calling is that the jump ball happened with 1 second left on the shot clock. The possession hour is going to change. It's Sarah Lawrence's ball, but it's not considered a shot clock violation. It will be a jump ball, Sarah Lawrence ball, next jump ball, up. And now, as I explained that to you, they now call it a shot clock violation. So possession arrow stays with Sarah Lawrence.
After the Macs started that half on a 13-0 run, they started to cool down a little bit these last few possessions. And credit to Sarah Lawrence for staying with it. Struggled in that second half. They bounced back. They're still in this game on the road. And that's what you expect from a team that competes.
Amos Gray. Hickman. Kelly, that's a deep three. Oh, butter. And he shoots the arrow.
Yeah, it's a big-time shot from a big-time player in Eamon Kelly.
Cross court now, it's Zachary. Loses it. Back come the Gryphons.
Yeah, the Macs need to slow down on the offensive end a little bit.
And Berman got a little too excited, walks with it. 3-point game, 13:04 to go. Batesh checking in. Berdichev going to take a seat.
In a zone defense, it's tempting to attack those seams in the zone. The Macs need to be patient early in the shot clock. Be patient, get into your offense, and then go to work.
Roy faces up. Dishes to Samet. He'll try a three. Does Roy? No good. Back iron. Rebounded by Lucas Murray.
Yeah, Roy's still trying to find his offensive rhythm. Hasn't found it yet this game.
Berman. Hickman wants it inside. Instead it's Murray. Rises. And is fouled. Matan Zucker hates the call.
Yeah, it's a great play from Murray. Murray sets the screen. Instead of rolling to the basket, he pops out for a jump shot. And the Macs know they have to respect Murray's jump shot. He pump fakes, it's rich in the air and attacks Zucker and gets fouled. He's going to go line for two now.
Murray having an impressive second half. 4 points in the second half, 6 points on the game. He's 3 of 3 from the field. This will be his first free throws of the night. Too strong.
Yeah, it's definitely in the Sarah Lawrence game plan to get Murray the ball and let him go work in the second half. And it's working. It's working so far.
Murray connects on the second, so he goes 1 of 2, and it's a 2-point game. Sarah Lawrence has been in this press all night. I don't know how many steals they've caused, but they definitely have sped up this YU offense. And as you said, they've been a little aggressive attacking the seams and lose the ball sometimes even in the half court.
Yeah, and even in a zone that doesn't force turnovers.
As Roy Ikovich hits the layup.
Even in a zone that doesn't force turnovers, if you force YU to take 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds to get into their offense, now instead of having 26, 27 seconds to run your half-court offense, you have 16, 15 seconds. So that press is doing a lot of favors for them tonight.
Kelly open, that's short. Rebound tapped to Matan Zucker by Samet. Roy. That was a little too hot for him, throws it away.
Yeah, they didn't need that. It's a good idea, but they didn't need that.
Max Zakon makes up for it, though, on the defensive end, and he gets a steal. Sees the trailing Samet, steps into a three. Front iron. Gets his own rebound. Roy. Zakheim. Poked from behind. It'll stay with the Max.
Yeah, it's been a couple times now. Zakheim tried to drive to the basket and had the ball poked out from him. A lot of credit to Sarah Lawrence Garris defensively, not allowing Zakheim to get to the rim without losing the ball.
Ruben Hagen checks back into the game. So does Effie Freundlich for the Maccabees. Max. No good on the floater.
It feels like the Macs have dominated this half. Then you look up the score, and it's a 4-point game. So a lot of credit to Sarah Lawrence, staying with it, not getting down when they had that big second half run to start for the Macs. A lot of credit to them.
Kelly throws it up to no one in particular. Batesh gains possession. Samet inside. Oh my Lord! That's jelly on the finish. Golly.
Zevi Samet. Wow. Wow, what a play.
And a steal by Batesh. Zakheim. Catch and shoot three. Got it. 9-point game. Big turnaround for the Maccabees. Timeout, Sarah Lawrence. 10:18 to go. Quick commercial break here on Max Live. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
Welcome back into the Max Stone Athletic Center. What an entertaining little couple minutes there. Zevi Samit with that Jelly Fam layup.
Zevi Samit on one end making that gorgeous reverse layup. That's just incredible. But more importantly, maybe not more importantly, but just as importantly, on the defensive end, he almost got beat backdoor, got his hands out there, deflected the pass, got the steal, which led to the open Zachheim three. So again, excellent defense by Samit after making that gorgeous layup on the other end.
Max Zachheim doesn't usually pull from three, but he's more than able. And when he does connect, it really opens things up for his drive, which is obviously so skilled. He's one of the best finishers I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Max is such a difficult player to guard if you're a defense, because on the one hand, you can't play off of a guy like that because he's a very capable shooter. But if you play up on him, he's going to blow right by you. So defense has to make a lot of decisions once they go when they face him.
It's Amos Gray. Rode in on Berman. Cross court Kelly, Berman, straight on three, got it. Good response by Sarah Lawrence.
And every time YU makes a run, takes a big lead, Sarah Lawrence responds. And that's just a sign of a well-coached team and a gritty, tough team. A lot of respect for the Sarah Lawrence team.
Zachheim underneath gets fouled. 2 shots coming.
And there it is, that great screen from Effie to free up Zachheim to get that foul call, goal line for 2. And Effie, we talk about this offense is extremely important to be a great screener. I mean, you look at some of the players, the great players from the Max history. You got Ryan Terrell. You think of him as a scorer. He was one of the best screeners they've had. Look at Simcha Halpert. Yeah, he's a great shooter, even better screener. It's extremely important this offense to be an excellent screener, and Effie has proven to be one of those guys.
A read and react offense. As Zachheim hits both of those, and Samit will check back in. Zachheim will take a seat.
Another thing to remember with this team is Zachheim missed the first half of the season almost. So this team really hasn't had a chance to play a full year of basketball together. You know, Effie coming in mid-year, Max being out for the first half of the year.
As Roden pokes that one away from Gray, but it'll stay here.
The more they get used to each other as we get close to the playoffs, I expect bigger and better things to happen as we head into the playoffs.
Doherty. It's Kelly now. Down low. Kick out. 3 straight on, and he's got it. That's number 33, Ruben Egan.
Yeah, we talk about that backdoor cut. They got the backdoor cut, which forced Effie to come off and help on that potential layup. Kick out the wide open 3. The Max need to do a good job, a much better job, of denying that backdoor pass.
Samit pulls up from mid-range and connects.
Yeah, you know, that's a very tough shot, but great players make tough shots, so that's what you got from Zevi Samit on that play.
Samit's got 13. Oh my Lord! Effie Freundlich says no, sir. And then runs over Kelly for the offensive foul.
Talk about timing and instincts from a young player like Effie. Timed that ball perfectly and got the block, but then turned the ball over right after that. But a great defensive play by Effie.
Effie Freundlich showing the athleticism of the youngster. Just got here from Israel, already making highlight reel plays. Amos, who wants it? Jump ball, It'll stay with Sarah Lawrence.
And that's great defense by the Max. Sarah Lawrence had two bigs at the high post. Got the ball at the high post, looking for a dribble handoff for Amos Gray to get to the basket. The Max disrupted that play, forced the jump ball, and it'll stay with Sarah Lawrence.
7-point game, 8:14 to go here in the second half. It's been a well-contested game. Both teams starting to percolate here in the second half. Heating up. Kelly, catch and shoot three. Foul, 3 shots incoming. Roden got him. Not a good foul.
A little too excited, a little too aggressive defense from Roden on that play. You like the intensity, but you gotta be a little bit smarter.
So 3 shots coming for Sarah Lawrence. Subscribe to Max Live on YouTube to make sure you do not miss any amazing Max games and highlights this season. And if you want to receive Max news and updates, join our WhatsApp group chat. The link to join is in the description of this YouTube video. First shot good. Now the Max are 10-1 in this series all time, and they've won the last 3. So history favors the Max down the stretch, but it's been a good game, and it could go anyway right now with 8:11 to go. What are the Max going to have to do down the stretch in order to eke this one out?
I think they need to be patient on the offensive end. They've had some possessions where they've been a little rushed, and with as good of an offense as the Max are, if you're going to rush, you're not going to get your best shots. So again, be patient. There's no need to rush. You got 8 minutes. Get your best shots possible, and they'll be okay.
Easy press break there, but it's interesting. Effie wide open in the corner. The crowd made that pass for him. Drives inside, kick out Roden. Offensive foul, another one on Effie. But it's interesting to note that as this press gives the Maccabees issues in the backcourt, then they only have around 20 seconds to work with, and it really rushes everything.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, 20 seconds is more than enough time to get into your offense and make something happen. And I know it feels like when you think 20 seconds, oh no, we got to do something right now. 20 seconds is plenty of time. Get into your offense and make something happen.
Furlong gets called for the walk.
And that's an incredible defensive possession, started by Matan Zucker's effort to not allow that post-entry pass to Chris Doherty. Excellent job by Matan Zucker. Forced the ball to stay on the perimeter and lets her travel.
It's Max Zackheim blowing by Furlong. Batash gathers, puts it up and in.
Big-time bucket from a big-time shooter.
Zucker with the steal. And here he comes, Doherty trailing. Uses his body. Freundlich follows up.
Incredible play. Matan Zucker. That ball screen, he hedged the ball screen, got the steal, went up for the layup, but Effie's there to follow her up and get the 2.
Amos. Furlong. Good pass inside. And Ruben Egan finishes.
Yeah, it just looked like Effie fell asleep there on defense a little bit. And this Sarah Lawrence team, very, very good cutting team. So if you're the Max and your man doesn't have the ball, you need to be on the lookout for a backdoor cut. And it's hurt them all night.
Trap causes the Max to call a timeout. We're going to go to a commercial break.
Pretending to take it back by Leifert. Given to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more!
Welcome back. 7-point game, 6:36 to go. Exciting basketball. Some really high energy plays. One by Zevi Batash. Pardon me, Zevi Samit. Very nice layup. Another one. Effie Freundlich with a big-time block. But this Sarah Lawrence team just staying in the game, staying in it, and are going to look to make a push down the stretch here.
Yeah, whenever it looks like Wayu was about to deliver the knockout punch, so to speak, Sarah Lawrence comes right back up with an answer. So I expect to see that from them again.
Sarah Lawrence in a 2-3 zone right now. See if the Max can shoot him out of it. Batesh rims out.
Yeah, 2-3 zone, you got to get the ball into the high post at least once, if not multiple times. The high post is where everything happens in that 2-3 zone.
Oh, cookies Amos.
He's a special player once he gets downhill. Special player with a special finish.
Zachheim now. The lead is 5. There's 8 on the shot clock. Samet throws it away. Famous Amos Gray finishes with the left.
Great anticipation from Amos Gray. He's got 4 straight points for Sarah Lawrence Gryphons.
Roy Ikovich ready to check back into the game. As out of this timeout, Sarah Lawrence has gone on a quick run. Now it's Samet. Swung to Zachheim. Samet wants it back. He's got it. Catch and shoot 3. And he puts the biscuit in the basket.
And that's what we talk about. Reverse the basketball. Swing the ball from one side to another. Zachheim's able to tap the closeout, draws to help, kicks out for wide open Samet, and that's just good basketball.
Samet leading all scorers with 15. Foul called on Zucker on the ground.
I think if you're the Max, if Murray's going to catch the ball that deep in the post, I want to see another defender come in there and try to draw the ball out of his hands or get that steal, because he's too tough for one man to guard.
Freundlich checking out of the game. Roy Ikovich checking in. This is a 1-and-1 right now. He was fouled on the ground. Max have 7 fouls. Front end missed.
Yeah, it looked like Roy may have fell over the line before the shot went up, so it's going to be an additional free throw for Murray.
It's an additional first free throw, so if he hits this, he'll get a second one.
Right. He still has a 1-on-1.
Can't get that one to go either.
Max catch a break there.
Smooth pass inside to Zucker. He doesn't do anything with it. Back out Batesh. No good on the 3. It's Kelly now. Head down inside. That looked like a walk. Nothing called. Lucas Murray throws it up and in. 4-point game.
Yeah, that definitely could have been something there. But again, a great pass from Eamon Kelly. Drove down the lane, drove baseline, drew the help, kicked the ball into the middle for Murray. Gets a layup to go.
Oh, that's tough from Zucker. That's TUFF.
And it's a couple times this game where Matan has taken the ball at the big 6'10" Doherty, and he's not been afraid to do that all night long.
Back inside to Murray. They got the bigs on now at the same time. Perimeter shot short.
And we talked about before the game when we were going to see this lineup of Doherty and Murray, and we're seeing it right now in a 6-point game. So not surprised to see that, putting his 2 best big on the court at the same time.
Samet. Matan Zucker. Roy Ikovich. Haven't heard much from him this game. Zevi Samet's got it. Zevi Samet hits the 3. Timeout, Sarah Lawrence. Lead back up to 9. Pardon me, that's a timeout for Yeshiva. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, founder and chairman of Leket Israel, YC class of 96. It's citrus season in Israel. We need to rescue millions of pounds of the citrus fruit to feed the needy just over the next few months. So please give us a hand. Help the winning team, Leket Israel, and the other winning team. Go Max!
Zevi Samit starting to heat up. He's got 21. Max find themselves up 9 with 3:32 to go here in the game.
Yeah, I want to give credit to not just Zevi, obviously incredible shot, but the screens that are being set to get him open. I mean, all season long, you know, teams know he's a shooter. After that first 2 weeks of the season, they knew Zevi's a shooter. So how you can get Zevi open? Well, Zevi's got to move around a lot, but also this offense is going to set him screens. It's going to get him open. So give a lot of credit to the rest of the YU team as well, and getting those screens to get Zevi open for those shots.
And it seems like every game is a different 5 that close it out, just depending on who's playing well. Dotan Berdichev, Roy Ikovich getting the call, along with Max, Zachheim, Zevi Salmon, and Matan Zucker. And they'll see if they can close it out.
Yeah, I think they want Dotan on Chris Doherty now. They like that matchup with Dotan's length against the big Chris Doherty.
Berman. Stop and pop and finish. And a quick timeout by Sarah Lawrence. So they get the 2 from Berman. And now they're going to talk things over what to do on the defensive end to try to stop this Max offense.
I expect to see some sort of press, whether it's man-to-man or zone. They're going to try to force some turnovers now. I mean, there's only 3 minutes left in this game. They can't afford to give up long possessions to YU. So I expect to see them aggressive, maybe some trapping in the backcourt, and try to get that steal to get back in this game.
For behind-the-scenes pictures and content you won't find anywhere else, be sure to follow @MaxLive on Instagram. And it looks like they're going to be in a full court man as Sarah Lawrence. They get it into Samit. Throws it wildly across the court. Zucker collects. And now it's Zachheim. And he can dribble the ball.
Damn, you're YU. Be patient. Work the clock a little bit. The clock is on your side.
Max Zachheim works his way inside. Throws up a wild shot. No good. Sarah Lawrence got it. They almost threw it away. Amos Gray attacks Samit. No shot. Charging foul called.
And you love to see that. Your star player laying his body on the line on the defensive end. A huge turnaround.
And the bench really liked that.
The man-to-man press for the Sarah Lawrence Gryphons.
And Zachheim so quick. Almost impossible to guard one-on-one. Amos Gray tasked with doing so. Now it's Samit. Zucker wants it inside. Hickman on him. Gets his favorite left hand. Almost a goaltending. Shot wasn't going in anyways. Kelly fouled. That's on Dotan.
It's going to be a one-on-one now.
And that charge earlier that Zevi Samit drew was the first charge he drew his whole entire career, which is an interesting stat.
Very
so some growth from the youngster.
Yeah, and especially in that situation in the game, late in the game, you're tired. You played a long game. You're scoring 21 points. To lay your body on the line like that just shows true just unselfishness.
Big free throws coming here from Kelly. First one is no problem.
Big free throws for Sarah Lawrence right now.
Kelly hits them both. He's got 11 on the game. 5-point game. Orn Batesh checks in. I'm curious if they're going to go in offense-defense right now. But it looks like Berdichev's working his way to the back of the bench.
Yeah, no, I think that's what they're going to do. I think having Batesh on the floor on the offense is extremely important.
Big three incoming. Zevi Samit, golly, heating up. Kelly to respond. Back iron. And I don't know why Roy hit that ball. It was going out of bounds. He probably thought that a Sarah Lawrence player was going to get there had he not intervened.
We'll talk about Zevi Salmon. He's has some incredible big shots on offense and crazy charge on the other end. He's made some big plays down the stretch to give Yeshiva a good chance to win this game.
Number 33, Ruben Egan, checks back into the game. Chris Doherty checks out. Going with the smaller lineup, as that's a steal. Batesh caused it. Zachheim got it. Now it's Samit to Zucker, and Zachheim will slow down. 1:53 to go in the game. Max up 8.
Looked like a little frustration foul from Hickman on that play, and the Max are one foul away from entering the bonus. And going back to that first charge from Zevi Salmon, I believe he now has one more career charge than Simcha Halbert, so notable stat for you there.
Max seeing if they could close it out. 5 on the shot clock. Zachheim floats and gets the ball to roll around the rim and in. 10-point game.
Big bucket for Zachheim there. Giving Max a nice 10-point lead with only 90 seconds to play.
Egan found himself open, didn't shoot it. Kelly comes off its screen. Too strong on the shot. Ball rolls out of bounds. 1:15 to go, 10-point game. Max starting to smell it.
Yeah, Max now take care of the basketball. They're likely going to try to foul you at some point. Take care of the basketball. If you can inbound the ball and now turn the ball over, you got a good shot winning this game.
Adi Markovic checks in. Matan Zucker takes a seat. Hickman checks in. Chris Doherty takes a seat. A little offense, defense for both teams right now. And right away, Adi turns it over. Hickman rises and banks it home.
And they won't go away quietly, that's for sure.
Foul on Hickman, a blocking foul. Zachheim drew it. Markovic is going to take a seat. Zucker going to come on. It's got to be tough for a player like Markovic, sitting basically the whole game. Comes off the bench cold, expected to perform at his highest potential level. Markovic been a good player on this team for years now. Doesn't see as much time, but still a big voice in the locker room as Zachheim hits the front end of the 1-on-1.
Yeah, he's a leader to this team. I know you mentioned he doesn't play that much, but this is a young team that needs every bit of leadership they can get, and Adi has stepped into that role extremely well. So a lot of credit to him.
Both free throws good. Zachheim's got 12. Max need maybe 1 or 2 more stops as Kelly puts up a 3, he's fouled and 1.
And this team just won't go away. Incredible.
Zachheim knew that he had made a mistake right away. One shot coming.
Yeah, and you have to know that in this situation where you need three-pointers, they're going to go to their man, Eamon Kelly. So you know that's coming, and he's going to take those shots. And on that play, he hit a huge shot to give Sarah Lawrence a fighting chance in this game.
Free throw is good. 53 to go. 6-point game. Samet's got it, and he gets fouled right away by Kelly.
Yeah,
that'll be his second. He gets fouled on a 3, hits the 3, and drains the free throw. And now it's up to the Maccabees to respond by hitting their free throws and putting this game out of reach.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Regardless of what happens in this game, a huge amount of respect goes to Sarah Lawrence. The way they battle back. Every time while you went on a run, they answer. Even in that last play, 4-point play to keep this game alive.
Salmon hits the front end. Coach Diamonds is going to call a timeout. We're going to stay here. There's so much growth that you see in this team every single week, and this game brings another aspect of that. And every single time that they play, they grow closer and they get better.
Yeah, and you mentioned what I love about this game was the defensive effort. The first half, the shots weren't falling, and we talk about how last game their defense was not good at all and how important it was to respond well defensively. In the first half, they did just that, and had they not played a good defensive first half, you would have likely seen them down 10, 15, 20 points in that first half. But because they played so well defensively in that first half, it gave them the chance to stay in this game and pull away in the second half. And I say pull away, but we still have a 7-point game. We'll see what happens.
Nine players getting minutes for the Maccabees tonight. 7 of them over 10. Jacob Roden seeing the court. He's 0 for 1, but he did draw a big charge. And it's going to have to be players you don't see as much time. They're going to have to step up down the stretch, especially if the Macs look to win the Skyline Conference and maybe even go further than that.
Yeah, and what I want to see more from this Macs team is a full 40 minutes of great basketball. I think a lot of times the Macs have started slowly, especially in the first half. And again, they've played extraordinarily in the second half, but you can't rely on that, especially against good teams in the Skyline Conference.
Zevi made the inbounds a little tougher than Sarah Lawrence wanted. Gray stolen by Salmon. He's got a fast break. Blocked off the backboard by Doherty. Max have it. Max Zakheim gets fouled. Coach Diamonds wants a goaltending. We'll see it on the replay here. Look how high he got. His head was at the rim.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that angle. But what a play from Chris Doherty to stop that layup.
You tell he was licking his chops, praying that Salmon was going to put that one up on the fast break.
Oh, he was ready for that. He's had his own LeBron moment right there.
Front end of the 1-and-1, no good, but Matan Zucker wreaks havoc and causes the ball to knock off a Sarah Lawrence player, and will stay with the Maccabees.
Yeah, and there's that hustle from Matan Zucker. 8-point lead, 30 seconds left. He's not giving up. I should say he's not letting up. Still giving the Macs an extra possession. Every possession matters in this game.
Salmon, that Zakheim catches it and is fouled right away by Ruben Egan.
But we talk about that play from Matan Zucker. Trying to get inside and forcing a tough rebound. The ball goes out of bounds. He's not getting a rebound for that. That's a play that doesn't show up in the box score. But those are plays that change outcomes of games. And that's why a guy like Matan Zucker is so important to this team.
Max next will host Old Westbury at home Saturday night, February 4th at 8:30. A big game, a must-win.
Every one of these conference games down the stretch are must-win games for the Macs. It should be a good one Saturday night.
And then they'll play at St. Joseph's. Kelly puts up a high arcer. No good, out of bounds. But it's all going to be seen on Max Live, all home games at least.
That's right.
As this season draws near towards the playoffs. Or as the playoffs draw near. Salmon gets fouled, it'll be 2 shots. Max looking to put a bow on this one. They've played well throughout. The Sarah Lawrence team, I'm excited to see what they're going to show next year. Obviously this year the record isn't where they want it to be, but clear steps of improvement, a hungry team, they stay in it.
Yeah, and this doesn't look like a 5-14 team. This looks like a good competitive 500 team. I think the big thing for them, and as they get older, they're going to figure out how to close out these close games. I mean, it's tough to win games at every level, especially at the college level, and they're going to figure it out, and I think they're going to be a great team next year.
Hickman gets that layup to fall. 11 seconds left. Salmon on the inbound. Ball stolen. Zucker gets fouled with 7 seconds left. It always seems to be Zucker.
Yeah, he's coming up with every loose ball, and that's the player he is. And when you're a young guy and you see your leaders making those type of plays, that inspires you. That inspires you to lay it all on the line. And that's why you need a guy like Matan Zucker. You need guys like Adi Markovic, guys that are going to lay it all on the line and inspires your teammates.
Free throw rolls in for Matan. Lead back up to 9. As the roar you hear is for Eli Ibgi, number 50 out of Eula High School in LA, checking into the game. A fan favorite. Eitan makes them both. 7 seconds left on the game clock.
Looks like the clock started early.
Formality at this point. Gray. Berman 3. He got it with 1.3 seconds. Cuts the lead to 7. Too little, too late. Final score, Max 77, Sarah Lawrence 70. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and be back with an interview of the player of the game. Don't go anywhere.
For Kennedy, but take it back by Leifert. Given to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more! For Kennedy, but take it back by Leifert. Given to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more! For Kennedy, but take it back by Leifert. Given to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more!
Hello and welcome back into the Max Center Athletic Center, where the Max beat Sarah Lawrence by a score of 77-70. And now we're going to send it down to SJ Tannenbaum, standing by with the player of the game. SJ?
Thank you, Charlie. I'm standing here with the player of the game, Mr. Zevi Samet. Zevi, it was a little too close for comfort in the first half of the game, but in the second half, you guys really turned it around. Had a great second half to get this win. What did you guys discuss in the locker room? What changed for your team to come out with a much stronger second half?
I guess we were a little bit getting comfortable. We started off the game a little strong, and then we got comfortable and we started slacking off. We came in the locker room, we said we got to play like a championship. If we keep cruising through the game like we're better than everyone else and that we're just playing and getting comfortable, we're not going to win games. And we got in there and we said we got to change it and play like it's a championship game and just got to hustle and play hard. That's what we did.
Now, you actually drew the first charging foul of your career tonight. Take us through that play a little bit. Describe what happened.
we did some film yesterday, and I told the guys, I said, I'm going to get a charge next game. And they're like, we don't believe you. You never got one yet. I said, it's going to happen. I saw the position. He was coming right at me. Stopped in front of him. He hit me, and I fell, and it's a charge.
Well, whoever was betting against Zevi, be sure to pay up because this man took one heck of a charge tonight. Last question for you, and then we'll let you go. You guys are now 11-9 after tonight. Describe for me, how important is it to get into a rhythm as we get closer and closer to the playoffs?
I mean, if not now, when are we going to do it, you know? We're coming down the stretch. We have 6 games left, and then we got into the conference playoffs. If we don't get it now, we're never going to get it. So we got to pick it up now game by game. Just continue the rhythm, continue to play hard on offense and on defense. We'll go into the playoffs and win the skyline.
Zevi Sammet, thank you very much for the time. Do your thing, 21. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, SJ. Ari, just put a bow on this game for us right now.
I think the first half, sloppy play from the Max, especially on the offensive end. But again, as we've seen from many games this year from the Max, second half bounced back strong. What I loved the most about that second half was they used their defensive intensity to generate offensive points. And that allowed them to get going. That allowed them to start getting into a rhythm. They started hitting their threes. And I think that was a big point in this game. Again, Sarah Lawrence deserves a heck of an amount of credit for how they responded. Every time they got knocked down, they got right back up and made this game a close game down the stretch.
All right, that'll do it for tonight. Again, Max win by a score of 77-70. Join us Saturday night, February 4th at 8:30 as the Max welcome in Old Westbury. We'll be back here on Max Live. Thank you again for joining tonight, and have a good one.